Hello, I'm Jason with the Honest Finance channel, and today I'm going to talk about the 5 biggest mistakes you can make when buying a car. Now, I know that we all love to buy cars, and we like the new ones, and we like the fast ones, and we like the powerful ones, but you've got to understand there's a point where you're wasting a lot of money. Go ahead and make your own decision on buying a car, but if you're watching this video, hopefully you can learn something new. Number 1, buying your car at the wrong time of year. I know that sounds crazy, but it actually affects the price of the car based on when you buy it. Everybody seems to think that when you get a tax refund, that's when you go buy a car. Actually, that's the worst time to buy a car. You don't want to buy a car when everybody else is. And you want to stick with the end of the year. Car manufacturers typically roll out their new cars in the fall. And that means that the cars from the year prior are generally a lot cheaper in the winter. The salesmen at the end of the year are also really motivated to sell you a car. And that's because they're trying to hit year-end goals. So just remember, the time of year that you buy your car does make a difference. Number 2, do some research. What do I mean by do your research? Well, there's a few things you got to check on your car before you go out and buy it. Start with insurance. The car you're buying might actually cost more in insurance than you think. When I was younger, I was looking at a Subaru WRX, and when I checked insurance rates, it was going to cost double what my previous car was costing me. If you're okay with higher rates, that's fine, but it does get expensive. Right now, I drive one of the Ford F-150s with the aluminum bodies, and I had heard rumor that that was really expensive to insure. Well, I called my insurance before I bought the car and realized that it only cost me $4 more than the previous car I was insuring. So the rumors weren't true at all. Another thing to check and research is the gas mileage. You probably already do this, but it is something to consider. Also, if the car requires premium gas, keep that in mind too. All of these types of things add up. Lastly, check some reviews on the vehicle. See if it's safe, see if it's reliable, see if it holds its value well. All of those things can save you a lot of headache in the long run. The number 3 biggest mistake when buying a car is buying based on only your monthly payment. The problem with only caring about your monthly payment is that there's a lot of factors that you could be paying for that you're not seeing. The only thing a dealership has to do to lower your payment is to extend the loan. So they can sell you your car at any price they want, and then they just extend the loan and your monthly payment seems reasonable. However, you're probably paying too much for your car. You've got to have an idea of what you want your monthly payment to be, but that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is what you're actually paying for the car. Number 4, not getting enough value for your trade-in. If you have a car to trade into the dealership, it's a huge factor of what your bottom line is going to be. You have to get the best price on the car that you can and the best trade-in value for your car. If you get a really good price on your car, but a really bad trade-in, then you're just breaking even. This one's pretty obvious, but do some research on what your car is worth before you go in to buy a new car. You want to have an idea of what you're going to be negotiating with. Number 5, the financing. The financing can cost you a ton of money because at this point, after you've bought a car, you're relaxed, you're sitting down, you think all is done, but it's not. Starting with your interest rate, you want to get a rate that's most competitive with all of the banks around you. You don't want to just go with whatever rate the dealership gives you. Do some shopping and do some homework. That 1% difference will cost you a lot in a monthly payment and interest. You've probably heard of extended warranties. Did you know that those are negotiable? In my opinion, I don't think they're worth it. But if you do, then go ahead and buy one. Here's some statistics for you. 62% of car owners have a term that's longer than 60 months. And the average interest rate is 4.2. That means that most Americans are probably ending up upside down in their vehicles. Hopefully you learned something today. I'm Jason with the Honest Finance channel. Feel free to subscribe. That's all.